My fellow Cocke Countyans, we are gathered here today with the leaders of our community to give you the best information that we have regarding the, as you know, the flooding and the disaster that's stricken our community. Barely 24 hours ago, none of this was happening. Everything, life is going on as normal. Barely 24 hours ago, life was going on as normal, and life was going on as normal, and we weren't encountering any of this. Now, barely 24 hours later, life has changed for all of us. In that time, in those 24 hours, we've experienced a calamity that has not happened in the last 100 years. This is a 100-year event for us. However, I thank God for the people that we have on our team to handle this situation for us. In the last 24 hours, we have rescued countless people, more people literally than we're able to count right now. We're going to have to wait till the dust settles to find out how many people that is, but they've been rescued by water, by land, and by air. We have marshaled the resources of the county as well as the resources that have come to us from surrounding counties and even counties as far away as Chattanooga and similar cases. We want to thank everyone everyone here, all of our responders. We want to thank all of those who have volunteered their time to come and help us. We want to thank all of the volunteers who have helped to do everything from distribute food and water to to staff our evacuation shelters. We want to thank our citizens for cooperating and going along with evacuating from their homes and keeping themselves and their families safe so that our responders are not put in harm's way. And I also want to thank the people that are here with us who are having to make the tough decisions and are the ones who are staying up all night long, 24 hours plus, to make sure that the citizens of our county are safe. Because that is our number one priority, is the safety of our citizens. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to go through each functional area, operational area. They're going to give a brief statement, and then at the end we will have time for just a few questions. So we will start with the City of Newport, the City Administrator, Mr. James Finchel.
Thank you, Mayor. One thing just to say about our mayor would be here, Mayor Roland Dykes III, but he unfortunately had surgery this past week, and he is still recuperating from that, or he would be here, and he would be heavily involved in what's going on. But luckily, inside the city, as far as all city services, our staff is highly trained and equipped, and we've been on top of this as much as possible from the beginning yesterday. We have suffered some damage downtown. The city hall is downtown. It's incapacitated. The police department is downtown. It's incapacitated. We have moved some operations to the Newport Community Center for the police department and city hall operations, but some things will still be at city hall during cleanup. We've already begun cleanup at city hall, and we hope to have it back up and running by the first of the week. We've, as the mayor said, we've worked closely with the county, the sheriff's department, trying to assist them as much as we could, but still maintain resources to take care of the city of Newport. And the big thing for us right now is getting the streets open. We've about got downtown opened up. We are waiting on the state to come evaluate what we call the North Street Bridge. It's Highway 411 and 321. And it crosses the Pigeon River. There was a lot of debris struck it overnight, and so they have to check it to make sure it's structurally sound before they'll open it to vehicle traffic. We have opened it to foot traffic, and that's the best we can do until the state clears it. We just can't do anything else. On behalf of the utility company, which the city owns, I know myself, my power was out from about 3:15 yesterday till 9 this morning. But they are working diligently to do what they can to get everybody's power back up and running. As the mayor said, the records go back to like 1907 or something, and there's never been a flood like this. Now, I've been with the city a long time, and I've heard, oh, this is a 100-year flood, oh, this is a 500-year flood. And I even heard back in 2004, we had the worst storm I ever seen come through, which was another hurricane. I don't recall the name. We had a bad flood then, and the interstate, 2 lanes of it got washed out like it did this year. And that's the second time that's happened, probably in the last 20 years. So I even heard people throw out a 1,000-year flood. So, man, if that was a 1,000-year flood, this is a 5,000-year flood. I don't know how you come to that conclusion. People like throwing out names like that, so I don't. I just share that with people saying, trying to designate how often this happens. But I'm going to speculate if it's ever happened before, it was in the 1800s, probably, when there was no dam on the river, and back when town would get flooded until they put the dam on the river. But anyway, the county's been working hard to try to get everything up and running. Oh, I'm sorry, back to NU. I got myself sidetracked. I do that sometimes. NU, we've got a lot of the power back on. We still have places that we're working on, and we're going to try to get the power back up to everybody as quickly as possible. Now, the water is a separate issue. This is the first time we've had water problems that have lasted this long. The intake for the water system is on the French Broad River. And right now, there is an operations building there that runs the mechanism and powers the pumps, and it is underwater. So until the river recedes, we don't know how long water is going to be out. It could be back up tonight or tomorrow, and it may not. We cannot give a timeline on it. Again, we will work diligently to get that working as quickly as possible. I have no water at home myself, so I know how that is. Trust me, I'm right in there suffering the pain with you, for all of our citizens that don't have water. And that's one of the big things everybody's calling about, won't know when their water's going to be back. I wish I could give them a timeline, but I really can't. Well, I don't know what else to share other than that. I could share just stories, stuff I've seen that I've never seen before, but it's been well documented online. There's plenty of pictures for people to look at. But I can tell you that all this group right here was coordinating all evening yesterday to make sure that everybody had what they needed, that if they needed help out in the county, we went and helped them. If we needed help in the city, they came and helped us. There was a great help from everybody. It was a great effort, a team community effort by all these agencies to work together to help the public. And I'm proud of my people. I'm proud of the way everybody worked together. And that's the way it should be. That's about it for me. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Administrator Fincham. To Administrator Fincham's point, we have two rivers that run through the heart of Cocke County, the French Broad and the Pigeon. Both of them shattered their record highs simultaneously. And so that's one reason why our resources have been stretched so thin, and one reason why we're so grateful for all the help we've received. To brief the next portion, law enforcement and public safety, Sheriff C.J. Ball.
Just a quick rundown on the law enforcement aspect of things. Law enforcement is 100% active. We have got multi-agencies from state, federal, local, multi-counties across the state, sheriffs, municipality, law enforcement departments. Some of us behind us, you got Tennessee Highway Patrol, TWRA. Law enforcement, we've got probably 8 to 10 different counties that is sending deputies and police officers to our area to continue the law enforcement calls of service. And also they have all been added to search teams to where they are going out and deployed with swift water rescue and deployed with our support and in whatever other source that we have. We are continuing to answer several calls of service that are emergencies and emergencies only. The only calls we're not trying to answer at this time is just sensible reports such as, minor incidents, car accidents and things like that, unless there's injuries involved or, if we have any kind of fatality. Law enforcement will continue to man anywhere between 20 and 30 different law enforcement officers on a shift. That's what we are averaging at this time. We usually average between the city and the county, we run about 5 to 6 officers per shift, so we've tripled our law enforcement intake for the service of the people of Cocke County and the city of Newport. With that being said, the Irish support has probably been one of the most crucial things we've had, especially when it comes to going out in the community, being able to get the individuals that could not travel with vehicle or on foot. There's been several individuals that has been taken by our support, where the officers are going down, and then the Swiftwater Rescue Team and other first responders to help get them back into the helicopter and get them to dry land or a staging point. Also, we've got an emergency situation where we're coming into, where a lot of people is going to Facebook and social media, the Sheriff's Department's page. We're getting private messages that's coming to the private Facebook pages and going to individuals requesting help. Call 911, call the non-emergency phone numbers at 423-623-877, and EMA Director Esway will give another number of a way to get help. The Facebook page has just now been taken over by the Tennessee Highway Patrol that we actually monitor. They've actually hooked into that. They're going to start responding to those calls of service through the EOC building. So when you send that stuff, that Facebook page that's got behind, they're going to try to get that stuff called up, but the main source to get help is 911 or the non-emergency numbers that they're going to give you, because we obviously at this point in time have got to worry about saving life and getting to people that's got medical situations that need to be taken care of, and we're not able to get to social media to respond to that stuff as quick as we can. So we ask you on a law enforcement standpoint to please contact your emergency and non-emergency numbers. That way we can get help to you as quick as possible. We have several people here that's help, and we're going to be there for you. So if there's, like I said, if there's anything we can do, we are here. We're active. City, county, state, federal law enforcement is here. And like I said, if you've got any questions for us, they'll do that at the end, but we'll hand it over to the next one. Thank you.
We've heard from the Newport Utility Board, the electric and water utility. Next will be the gas utility, the Jefferson Cocke Utility Board, Jefferson Cocke County Utility Board, and that's going to be their president, Clinton Hammonds.
Hello, on behalf of JCCUD, I'd like to give you an update. And first, I want to say the best, some good news that we can share, thanks to our emergency management agency, law enforcement, and everybody in the county that's helping out. We have saved numerous lives, so that's what's number one. As far as natural gas and propane are concerned, we have approximately 100 natural gas customers whose homes were either flooded out completely or submerged to the level of the meter. They have been turned off for safety, and we will be following up Monday as the waters recede with aid in the surrounding utilities. So we have people coming in Monday to help us get those meters broken down and checked, replaced, processed. Some homes will not be able to have a service restored because they're damaged or uninhabitable. Probably more substantial in our case is we don't even have a number yet, but we have numerous propane tanks that were floated and taken away from the home and the property. So the good news report, none of those caused any incidents that we're aware of as far as fires, explosions, but we will have damage control to do after that. So we will work as diligently as we can to restore those services as quickly as possible. But again, most of the places where these things washed out, there's probably not going to be a home that's inhabitable to have that service reestablished right away. But we will be working as hard as we can, and thank you.
Thank you, Director Hammonds. Next, we'll be talking to education, and this is going to be the Superintendent of Schools for Cocke County, Manny Moore, and his Assistant Director, Casey Kelly.
Thank you all. As far as we can see, we haven't suffered any major damage to any of our school buildings, but like has been previously mentioned, a lot of the infrastructure that it takes to have school and so forth has been greatly damaged. And not only that, obviously our employees and students and other stakeholders that are hurting and struggling right now. So we hope to work with this group who's been awesome to work with and come up with a plan about how it's going to look like to educate our kids moving forward. Thank you.
Our role as assistant director is to assist the director any way I can. It's also in a different role. It's as an operational support officer for emergency management. That's kind of where I've been the last 24 hours, 48 hours. The school system has resources. We use those resources in times of emergency to assist any call that emergency management, local law enforcement, or first responders need. We've been able to utilize school buses to evacuate a hotel in downtown Newport, the MIMS Hotel. We use school buses to evacuate the inmates from the jail to another holding facility through mutual aid from some of our local counties. We are collaborating with emergency management for donations and distribution of those donations. We're very, very new into this right now. Within our first 36 hours, the donations are coming in, but the need is great, and we're getting those distributed out just as quick as we possibly can. We had 2 schools that were used as shelters. Centerview Elementary was open late last night when the river stage at the Noah-Chucky took an issue. Parentsville School was open late yesterday evening when access to downtown Newport through the north side of town, Northport Bridge, was compromised. We had to evacuate some of that area. We were able to close the Centerview shelter. All those occupants were able to go back to friends or family. We still have 25 residents at Parentsville. Parentsville still does have water, hopefully for a little bit longer, if not permanently. We're working with the Red Cross to take care of that, and donations, and school system staff, cafeteria staff have stepped up and are doing their job the best they possibly can. Also help with staging of assets. And, not everybody was here late last night, but if you could have seen the amount of assets and mutual aid that rolled into this county for support, it was impressive. It was heartwarming, and we're going to continue to do our best to serve the citizens of this county and make it through this together. Thank you.
No, that jogged me. I'm sorry. Thank you. One thing that Assistant Director Kelly jogged me on that I forgot to mention, the Newport Community Center opened yesterday afternoon at the beginning of this event as a shelter, and it is still open. And so I want to thank the volunteers that have come in to help man that, also the donations that have come into it to feed people. And also, as the sheriff said, we've had places as far away as Nashville reach out to us and want to know, could they come and help? And we certainly appreciate that. And as you can see outside, where you come in, a lot of stuff is being distributed as we speak right outside the doors. But thank you. I forgot to mention about the community center. That reminded me.
Thank you, James. Next to speak will be representing healthcare, will be the CEO of Tenova Newport Hospital, Scott Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. Tenova Newport Medical Center